You may be seated. Good evening. I'd like to welcome all of you, and I'd like to introduce the Director for the Graduate and Academic Programs for the School of International Studies, Dr. Joel Jenswald.
Thank you. Thank you and good evening. Welcome to our Fall 2012 graduation ceremony for our master's students in the School of International Studies. School of International Studies has been in business here for about a dozen years now, and our graduates have gone on to prestigious positions in private sector, in non-governmental organizations of various kinds, and in governmental positions as well. We are very proud and pleased with our class this term. It is measuring up nicely to the standards that we've been able to set and maintain. And this is their night to shine, to reflect on what they've done with us, and to celebrate, we hope. I'd like to take just a minute and point out that we are recording this ceremony, and it will be posted on YouTube. So you'll be able to get to it through a link on our website. So those of you who have friends or relatives who are far away, even in other parts of the globe, who cannot be here tonight, can watch the ceremony if they are so inclined. This is the night that we celebrate the accomplishments of our graduating students, and we do this by having our hooding ceremony. Of all the academic regalia that you see, the hood is the most significant because that is the symbol of and the denotation of advanced academic achievement. Hoods are always in the colors of the degree granting institution, and that's why you see so many different colors, mostly among faculty members. Our students' hoods will all be the same colors, the black and orange representing OSU, of course. The gold represents a Master's of Science degree, which is what our degree is. So that's the reason for the color distribution and the color allotment. Our program has grown significantly. At any given time now, we have approximately 70 to 75 students, give or take a few, active in the program at any given time. They come from, last time I counted, about a dozen different states in the United States. And last time I checked, there were over 20 countries around the world represented in our student body. I like to tell people that it's one of the best places on campus to have an international experience without actually going anywhere. The flags that you see on the stage, other than the American and Oklahoma flags, represent the countries of the students who are graduating tonight. So we honor them with our demonstration of their home country's flags. Not too long ago, Robert Gates was here speaking on campus, and for those of you who might not recognize that name instantly, Robert Gates is an individual who served 8 different U.S. presidents in the intelligence community, including as director of the Central Intelligence Agency. He was also the head of the Department of Defense. He was, in fact, asked to stay on as Defense Secretary after President Obama was elected, which is highly unusual, as you can imagine, with the change in administration and parties. He also was the president of a university down south in that state south of us, Baja, Oklahoma. No, that would be Texas. He was president of Texas A&M University for a period of time, and he is currently taking a position as the chancellor, I believe is the title anyway, the president of College of William and Mary, which is one of the oldest and most prestigious institutions on the East Coast here in our country. Anyway, he was here speaking to a variety of venues, but including the student body at large here at OSU. Inevitably, when someone like that speaks to the student body, the question gets asked, what advice do you give? What would you tell students nowadays? And his response was interesting. His response was to essentially, if I may paraphrase, to be alert for opportunities. He indicated that his career had not progressed in the way he had originally planned, and in fact, if his original plans had worked out, he probably would have been nowhere near as successful or satisfied. Now, our program is an interdisciplinary one, so we are kind of in the business of helping students to develop a broad enough base so that they can spot and capitalize on those sorts of opportunities when they arise. And we think that we've been very successful at that, and that is the word that I would like to pass on to our graduates tonight. It's important to plan, and you obviously all had to plan. It takes quite a bit of planning to get through an interdisciplinary program because we don't have the set curriculum and the comfort of a home department. It takes a lot of courage and a fair amount of ingenuity to successfully get through a truly interdisciplinary graduate program. You're dealing with departments, faculties, and academic cultures from all over the university in many different kinds of programs and areas. So I suspect they already know this well, but the advice would be plan, yes, but always be alert to those unexpected opportunities and be prepared to make an intelligent judgment about which ones to seize upon. Before we go any further, I'd like to point out just a few people I've noticed who've come to be with us this evening. First, I notice Congressman Wes Watkins is over here. The building that we're in is named the Wes Watkins Center. That tells you pretty much what you need to know. When he was in the U.S. Congress, Congressman Watkins was responsible for establishing this building initially as a Center for International Trade and Development, which is still an important focus of our international studies and outreach operation. And in fact, we are liaising and working with that program to interweave it with opportunities for our students and possibly graduates down the road as well. The Watkins family can be accurately described as the first family of international activities here at OSU. Been relentless supporters and advocates, occasionally fairly lonely voices in advocating for increased international activities and programs here at OSU. And what you see in terms of the results tonight, is in very large measure a result of his efforts and his wife Lou, who's a regent of the university system. Thank you, Wes. I've also noticed Dr. Celeste Campbell. Dr. Campbell is the registrar for Oklahoma State University, so she's responsible for making sure that academic records are compiled and processed in a timely way. In short, none of you could graduate if it weren't for her efforts. So we owe her a great debt indeed. And she's also been a very consistent supporter of our programs, and we appreciate it. Finally, I notice Roy and Zona Noyes. Roy, Zona in the back. Roy is an emeritus professor here at OSU, and he has been a consistent supporter both in his time on faculty here and since of our activities. And he and his wife Zona are both emblematic of the kind of ongoing support that we are proud to claim and that we actually require to be able to continue our programs and develop them in a way that we would like. So welcome and thank you. I'd also like to introduce the stage party. Starting on my right, your left, Dr. Jennings Burris. Dr. Burris is responsible for the events in the Wes Watkins Center. He and his staff are the ones responsible for this event that we're attending tonight, and everything else that goes on here for that matter. So, of course, our relationship with his office and his staff are key to our ability to succeed, and we appreciate his presence and support as ever. Next, someone who needs no introduction to our students. And if there's anyone on campus who can be described as the heart and soul of our graduate program, it's Ms. Donna Birchler. Donna is both my institutional memory and I think it's fair to say she's my conscience. When I come up with some or another scheme to juggle the curriculum or make some other sort of programmatic change, Donna is in my office like a flash, and the first words out of her mouth are invariably, do you have any idea what this is going to do to the students? So she's probably saved you folks a fair amount of trouble over the last couple of years, and in all seriousness, she really is the person who is most closely identified with helping our students identify their opportunities and succeed in the program on a day-to-day basis. She's our main advisor, and I would like to point out that just this year, Donna has won 2 major university-wide advising awards, and they are well deserved indeed. And then next to Donna is Dr. David Henneberry. Dr. David Henneberry is the Associate Vice President for International Studies and Outreach. The School of International Studies is a unit of the International Studies and Outreach branch of the university. So he is in charge of not only the graduate program, but all events associated with this building, what goes on in it, also including English Language Institute, the Study Abroad Office, and outreach in general, correspondence study, which is in this unit as well. So Dr. Henneberry has been our leader for, I think, a little over 2 years now, and it's been an absolute delight. We've made a lot of progress with him as our guide. So. On the other side of the stage are really the second most important people in the building. These are 2 representative faculty members who work with our students and advise them. As I said a minute ago, this is an interdisciplinary program, so we have faculty members from all across campus, and indeed, the 2 that are with us tonight exemplify that. First, To my immediate left, your right, is Dr. Sheeta Henneberry. Dr. Henneberry is a Regents Professor, University Regents Professor, which is the highest academic rank in the university. She is the leader of the Masters of International Agriculture program, which actually just had their ceremony shortly before this, so she's doing triple duty tonight. She'll go over to Gallagher Iba after this. But tonight she's here in her capacity as one of our most consistent and outstanding student advisors. And while none of her advisees are graduating at this particular ceremony, that's unusual. Also, she's a member of our faculty program committee. So she's one of a small group of people who keeps me in line, essentially. So she is with us tonight, and we appreciate her presence and support, as always. And finally, on the end is Dr. David Carter. Dr. Carter is advising one of our graduates tonight, and so he'll be hooding one of you. We'll keep it a surprise as to whom. Dr. Carter is the Greg Massey Professor of Finance at the Spears School of Business, which is an endowed chair position, which is another highly prestigious distinction at the university. So we have a couple of faculty members who not only demonstrate the variety of programs, courses that our students deal with, but also the level of quality that we are able to encourage and persuade, I suppose, to support our programs. So thank you. Thank you all. I'm going to turn the podium over to Dr. Henneberry in just a moment, but before I do that, I have one more thing that I would like to mention, and that is that although there are a number of people in this unit who are important, integral really, to the success of our academic programs, the academic programs office itself is actually quite small. In addition to Donna and myself, we have only a receptionist and an advisor for our undergraduate minor in international studies, which is a new program for us. And our undergraduate minor advisor is leaving us, I'm sorry to say. Ms. Pia Guyman. Pia, are you here? I'd like to call Pia up to the stage. Pia is actually a graduate of our program. She entered the program in fall 2008, graduated in 2009, which is unusual. It usually takes a little longer, with a perfect 4.0 GPA, after which she went to work for us, initially as an administrative assistant for a couple of years, and then in 2011 she was hired on as the advisor for our undergraduate minor in international studies. She's been in a unique position to help with our graduate students as well because she was in the program. So she's been a very valuable member of our team for a long period of time. She's leaving us. Her husband, Faud, is he here? Faud is receiving his PhD tonight in industrial engineering. Did I get that right? Yes. So Faud is receiving his doctoral degree in industrial engineering and has already secured a job, which is very nice. But the result of this is that he and Pia will be moving to Florida. She has this strange notion that she should go live with him. We tried to talk her out of it, but she would have none of it. In any case, I would like to take this opportunity to publicly acknowledge and thank Pia and to present her with a small memento of her time with us. At this time, I'd like to turn the podium over to Dr. David Henneberry for a few remarks and observations.
Well, at this time of year, there's so much to be thankful for, and of course, when we look at our students down here finishing their degrees and getting ready to take that next step in life, we're very thankful that all of them chose Oklahoma State University to get their master's in international studies. The School of International Studies is a very exciting place to be because OSU has a lot of international activity that sometimes, at least our undergraduate students, don't get a chance to see visibly. But we have, when our faculty participate in international conferences or development projects or working with scientists in other countries, they're internationalizing our university. And OSU has around 1,150 international trips per year by its employees, faculty, staff, and then an additional amount of travel by its students. So if you think about it, that's almost 100 people a year overseas, 100 people a month overseas from OSU. And that's, I always want to tell people that because it's just one of those statistics that helps people to understand how an internationalized university operates. And of course, we have at one table in the back here, we've got our study abroad office, Maggie Jackson and Jeff Simpson, the director, and Kat Kratochvilova and Jerry All, our director emeritus. We've got the whole crew at one table back there. And they spend their time helping our OSU students to get overseas for long-term study abroad programs, and we have faculty leading a lot of short-term programs. And that's all a very integral part of the university. We've got a few big international travel events coming up. We have a team of 5 people going over to Ethiopia in January to meet with Addis Ababa University and Hawassa University, and then they're going to split up and visit several other universities in Ethiopia to renew the heritage that Oklahoma State has with that country, which is a long and deep heritage. We had a project there in the 1960s and 1970s where we actually broke ground and built Haramaya University. And that's a really significant part of OSU's heritage, so we're happy to be renewing our ties in Ethiopia. We have a delegation from Northwest Agricultural University in China coming to OSU in January, and President Hargis will be visiting India in March, and so there's a lot of planning and coordination going on for all of those trips. One of the things we ponder here is an ancient academic question, which is, why did the chicken cross the road? Now really, have you ever heard a good answer to that? But we have our own version of that question, which is, why didn't the OSU student interested in international anything cross Hall of Fame Avenue and come into the Wes Watkins Center? And here's where I want to ask all of you for some help, because the Watkins Center is filled with people promoting internationalization, with everything that a student interested in international, really anything, international trade, international development, international art history, you name it. We've got people interested in that topic, and sometimes we struggle a little bit getting students to cross Hall of Fame Avenue and come over and come in and discover what's inside this building. Now we will see students meeting under the Globe out front. They'll say, let's meet at the Globe, because that's a campus landmark now, and the students come there and meet, and we want to get them that extra 20, 30 feet in the building. So help us out. If you're talking to an OSU student and they're interested in anything international, just tell them, hey, why don't you just go on over into the Watkins Center, go into 107, that's where my office is, and that's I'll tell you, it's the brightest part of our day when a student walks into our office and says, I'm interested in the international part of my major, what can I do? We love to have that happen. So please help us out and send students our way. The Wes Watkins Center for International Trade and Development is a new unit in this building, and it's an outreach unit which works with companies in the state to help them export into other markets overseas. And we're very excited. We've got 4 people in that unit. The director, Tony Conless, is back here. I'm sure maybe Justin and some of the others are here, Katie or Rebecca. And what's unique about it is that they work with businesses in Oklahoma. And we believe that in the future, as we develop that unit and strengthen those linkages with the private sector, that many opportunities will emerge for students in the School of International Studies to do internships with those companies or to get funded to do a market study or to work with them in some other way. So that's a new center that it's an outreach unit, but it has some really exciting dynamics for us with the School of International Studies. So we're real happy to see that. We don't live in a perfect world. There's a lot of things we could change. You can't read a newspaper today without just being shocked by some of the events that happen, some of the discrepancies that exist in wealth and income around the world. One of the bright spots that gives us a reason to be optimistic is the row of students that we have sitting right before us who said, I'm going to take a couple of years of my life and I'm going to advance myself beyond my bachelor's degree and earn a master's degree in international studies. We're very happy that all of you did that. And now that you are getting close to graduation, you have that chance to take an extra step forward and use your knowledge for something positive to make a difference in the world. And you've already made us proud, but anything else you do in the future, I'm sure you're going to make a great contribution. I'd like to introduce Donna Birchler at this time. And Donna really is the heart and soul of our program. She's the glue that holds our student body together. She links our students with one another, tells them what's going on. And Donna, would you come to the podium and let's have a round of applause for
Okay, let's get this party started. If I could get you guys to stand up, please. You too, Billy. Now, Billy, I need you to walk around that way and head right towards the double doors. To the back, around the tables. And you guys follow. You're just going to swing around because we're going to start with Clarissa. And so Clarissa's going to be in the front of the line instead of at the end of the line. And don't go out the door, Billy. I tell this every year, but we lost the whole class one year. They went out in the hallway and we had to go get them. Okay. Our first student tonight to be hooded will be Clarissa Andrews. Her advisor is Dr. Joel Jenswald, School of International Studies. Clifford Armstrong. His advisor is Dr. Dwayne Gill. He's the department head of sociology and could not be with us this evening, so he will be hooded by Dr. Sheeta Henneberry. Martha Grant, and her advisor is Dr. Joel Jenswald. Martha did her international experience in Chile this past year. Matthew Hutchins, and his advisors, Dr. Joel Jenswell. Seems like somebody piled a lot